Right, so in today's video we're going to be dealing with a problem that a lot of people have on the lawns at this time of year, and that's all those little brown spaces you can see across the lawn at the moment, and it's the really unsightly worm casts. If we just have a quick pan around the garden, you can see how many we've got knocking about. There's absolutely tons of them, and if we come up to the lawn up at the top as well, you'll see that's pretty much the same kettle of fish with all those different worm casts knocking about. I guess it is kind of just part and parcel with lawn care this time of year. I mean, there's so much moisture in the soil at the moment, it's just obviously causing those worms to go absolutely agadoo. Some people say it's a positive thing for your lawn because it means, you know, there's plenty of air and things down within that soil profile, but it can be a bit of a nightmare when you get on with the lawnmower, because if I just get on with the mower now, all I'm going to do is squish these worm casts and then end up with loads of little patches of soil across the lawn, and it looks like the lawn's patchy even though it's not. So what I'm going to do today is not solve the problem, but see what it's like to actually try and manage the problem. A few people commented on one of the last videos that I posted where I mentioned the worm casts, and they suggested a couple of different ways to get rid of them. One of those ways was to use a fork to try and scoop them up. Another one was to use an afro comb. Two people, I think they'd seen someone else use one. Now I don't have an afro comb, so I won't use one of those today. So I will get on with a fork and see almost how long it's going to take to get all the worm casts up on this small space and on the one down at the bottom. And we'll see whether it's worth it then, because I think it's going to take quite a while to go around and scoop them all into a bucket. But I guess I'm not going to know until I try. So yeah, let's go get a bucket out the garage, let's get a kitchen fork, and let's get scooping up these worm casts. I've just checked the time and it says that's about 11:32, so let's see how long it's going to take to clear all the worm casts off this small lawn. Obviously this isn't something you're going to do every single time you come out, because I've got a feeling it's going to take quite a while. The only reason I'm kind of doing it today is because I've not really made much of an attempt to get rid of any of these recently. I mean, I tried using a like a leaf rake recently to break some of them up, because we've had such wet weather recently, and with the fact that this lawn and the one at the bottom stay in the shade like most of the day at the moment, it's just meaning that the worm casts don't really have time to dry on the lawn, which then means that when I get on with the mower, not with the mower, when I get on with the leaf rake, or when I try to, all it does is like smear the worm cast about. So it's not actually dealing with the problem, which is a bit annoying. I tried using a regular like springtime rake as well. That was just like the same kettle of fish. All it was doing was like squishing or moving around the problem, and that just meant that when I then got on with the mower, it was already like pre-squished. So the mower was just like further squishing the worm cast further into the soil. It's a bit of a headache, and I bet there's like a product I can put down to get rid of them. I know some people have mentioned chucking a few things down, but I'm not entirely sure whether it's worth doing. There we go, it's 11:58. It's been around about 25-30 minutes, and look, it's an absolutely tiny space. It's about 12 square meters. If you've got a massive lawn, there's no way you're going to be able to be doing that. I mean, if you've got bad knees or a bad back, get ready to be in a little bit of pain. Maybe it's just because I've not done that before. I've kind of just let them do the thing over the past month or so. Maybe if I do it every so often, it's not going to be as bad, but it's okay. I finished that space, happy days. Even though it's not massive, it feels particularly big after doing that tiny space up at the top. Let's get the rest of these worm casts off. Well, I can confidently say I won't be doing anything like that again, especially not anytime soon. Anyway, really back-breaking that. Tough on the knees, but they're all gone. Hopefully it'll mean that when I come out over the next sort of couple of days to pick up the odd one or two it's not as many as what we've just had on there just then. And if there is like a better way of actually getting all the worm casts off the lawn, let me know in the description below, because like I said, because like this channel says, it is novice gardener, not expert gardener, so I'm not going to do everything perfect first time, but fingers crossed it'll make somewhat of a difference, and if it doesn't, nature of the beast, no one's going to die. So like I said before, it was recommended by someone in the comments to actually get on the space with a little bit of liquid iron, because apparently it puts some of the worms at bay, I guess, when it comes to come to the surface and producing these worm casts. So I guess we'll see if it actually does work. So I'll apply it to this space up here at the top. I'm going to leave the space, like I said earlier, down at the bottom free of any iron, and we'll see if there's a difference between the two lawns. So there we go, we've removed the worm casts from both of the lawns. Obviously this one's now had the application of iron, and I mean that might just be like an old wives' tale, to be honest. Whether that's actually going to work or not, we will see. And what I will do is I'll post an update video in the next week just to show you how this lawn's looking like, see how many worm casts have come through, and obviously how many have come through up at the top with that treatment of iron. So thanks for watching today's video. If you found it useful or you just enjoyed it, feel free to give the video a like, and if you haven't already and you feel like doing so, consider subscribing to the channel. There's lots of garden renovation stuff on here, lots more of that to come in the next 12 months as well. And as always, there's going to be loads and loads of different lawn care videos and stuff too, not from an expert, but from someone who's kind of learning on the go, sharing that little bit of knowledge you get as and when I pick it up. So yeah, finally, thanks for watching.